Okay, I have 7:10, so let's go on and get started. Good evening and greetings, everybody. How's everyone this evening? And feel free to come unmuted to speak. How's everyone?
Good.
Awesome, awesome. We had about 23 people that expressed interest in participating in this cohort, and right now we only have 9 on the call. A few people called and indicated that they would not be available this evening. However, I am recording, so just so that you all are aware, we're recording the session for those who come after me. Want to start out with some introductions. A lot of you have been in the training before. Looks like I know everyone in the chat. We do have a few first timers, so we just want to give everybody an opportunity to introduce themselves. And I'm going to start off with myself. I'm going to be a facilitator for the next 6 weeks. My name is Randy McLean, and I'm originally from South Georgia, close to the Florida border. Been a part of this process for at least on and off 2 years. I've probably facilitated sessions for, I would say, at least 80 people since the time I've been facilitating this training. This training itself is a combination of references from the Dr. Joseph Williams with the 40-day turn-up, also from naturopathic physicians, holistic physicians, Dr. Barbara O'Neill, and a few other resources from my evidence on just researching a lot of the data around wellness. I'm going to start with Deborah. I'm going to just go down the list. If you can introduce yourself, where you're calling in from, and if you have been through the program before, if you could just let us know why are you participating in this particular cohort. And if this is your first time, then I want you to add to that, what do you hope to achieve out of the program? So let's start with Deborah.
Okay, my name is Deborah Thompson. I am from Quitman, Georgia, and I live in right outside of between Warner Robins and Perry. And this is my second time going through. I've gone through the process 2 times already, and I lost weight both times, but this last time I was not able to keep it off. Kind of went back to some of the old habits. So I'm hoping I can try it again, and maybe third time's the charm.
Yeah, I'm glad to have you back, Deborah. And
Thank you.
one of the things that we're trying to integrate in this particular cohort is some sustainable interventions. So what can we do to have as a cohort to kind of keep everybody on the track? Because I love to see you all come back a second and third time, but the key is once we get the interventions in place, how do we sustain it?
Yeah.
Right. Next on the list, we have Anna.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, I'm Anna Partridge, and I'm here in Chattanooga, Tennessee. And I went through the program last fall for the first time, and things have been a little bit okay, but I need a refresher because I forgot some things. So just wanted to try the program again and get back on track.
All right. Glad to have you, Anna. Welcome.
Thanks.
Mr. James. Yeah, James Turner.
Hello, yeah. Hello everyone. I'm James Turner. I'm here in Atlanta. I grew up in South Georgia also. I've been through the program before and want to lost weight, but I've kind of gained it back too, and just want to get back to the discipline and eating healthier.
All right.
All right.
Appreciate it, James. Glad to have you back. Our next participant, actually, I have to say a little bit about this gentleman before he introduces himself. He's actually my neighbor. I met in the neighborhood. He was jogging and getting his workout on, and I introduced the program to him. And he actually, with his wife, started a few weeks ago. So I want to introduce Mr. Jamar, if you can introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jamar Paul. I'm a retired military, Marine Corps. I've been utilizing this program for already about 4 weeks already.
Yeah, we got 10 days left.
Yeah, I'm on the 10-day end of mine. So I believe in the program. I'm down 20 something pounds already.
Awesome.
I also added in that I have a personal trainer as well. But the program works for me. You're got to take in a lot of water, lots and lots of water, and just exercise and follow the meal plan.
Appreciate it, Jamar. And also let your wife introduce herself as well.
Hey, I'm Ari. I'm prior military, not retired, but prior service Army veteran. And I started because he started, right? So he motivated me. And I saw what he was doing, and I was like, okay, I guess I gotta, lose a little bit of weight so we both could be, looking how we looking, So I've gone down. When I started, I think I was at like 145-ish, 147, maybe 148. I'm down to like 132-ish. Depending on the day, 132, 135, depending on what I drink or whatever. I think what made me a believer was like the detox, because I'm Puerto Rican. We drink coffee like it's water. And I have not drank coffee. I thought I was gonna miss it, but I haven't drank coffee since we did the detox. I think that first weekend of June, whatever that first weekend was, either 4, 5, 5, or 6, or whatever. That's when we did the detox. So that day before that Friday, we did it Saturday, Sunday. That Friday, I haven't drank coffee since then. I haven't needed it. I haven't gotten any migraines. I have a TBI, so I haven't gotten any migraines. I haven't needed the caffeine per se, like, oh, I need coffee, or I need soda. I haven't needed any of that. So I think like the detox kind of like fleshed it out, and it's kind of weird for me because I'm 42 and I've been drinking coffee since I was like 12. And like with my grandmother stuff, and I have not had a cup of coffee, and I'm still as hyper and wired as ever. Like it hasn't been a thing where, oh, I need coffee in the morning, and now my mom would be like, what do you drink in the morning with breakfast? Water, or I do like chlorophyll water or something like that. But that's it. I haven't drank coffee, and for me that was big because I was already trying to wean myself off of it for health reasons. But to me, it's big because I like completely cut it off. Like I haven't. You be proud of me, Randy. I ain't drank no coffee.
And that was the first thing you mentioned when we met. Coffee was going to be an issue, but I'm really proud. And for the rest of the group, I've not had to like check in, because I normally check in weekly with everyone. But the moment I saw Jamar jogging in the neighborhood, they are so disciplined. So I'm just really honored that they have the opportunity to be part of the cohort for this session. So proud of both of you, and thank you all for joining. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, we have Sarah Frazier on the call.
Okay, hi everyone. Yeah, I'm Sarah Frazier, and I'm from Detroit. Randy and I are cousins. I was down there just about a couple of weeks ago and enjoyed it, and wish I can come back sooner than I anticipate coming back. But my goal here, once I heard about the program from some others, I just wanted to participate, and my goal is the weight loss, but just a healthier me. I'm diabetic. I'm on some meds, and I want to get off of those meds, and just have a healthier lifestyle. So that's why I'm here.
All right, so glad to have you, cousin. All right, let's see, who do we have next? Mark Greer.
Hello, everyone. I'm Mark. This is my second time around. The first time was really, really successful for me. Gained some of the weight back, and want to get it back off and be healthy again. I'm from Troup County, LaGrange, Hogansville. I've been in Atlanta for many, many years. I am a retired high school counselor, active full-time realtor. I have been a realtor for 20 years as well. And just completed the HBU 5K run, what's last week, maybe? We didn't run, we walked it. And we do that every year. I've been able to get my exercising in pretty much a minimum of 10,000 steps. I just need to get back into the routine of the dieting and the program. And I'm also plant-based. I don't say vegan or vegetarian because it's a little different, but plant-based. I mainly don't eat meat and try not to eat meat byproducts. So the program is a little challenging for me, but we get through it and I had success on it, and I'm looking forward to continued success.
All right, glad to have you back, Mark.
Thank you.
Next we have Priscilla. Are you there, Priscilla?
I am here. Good evening, everyone. Well, this is actually the fourth time for me. Each time has been a success, but I am part of the ones that need the sustainability aspect of it. So I'm here to try it again.
All right, glad to have you back, Priscilla.
Thank you.
Did we, Hollins, Susie Hollins? Are you there, Ms. Hollins? Okay. Mr. Priester?
Yes, I'm here. My name is William Priester. I'm from Florida. I'm in Florida at this time, but I live in Atlanta. But I'm just here visiting my mother here at the time. But this is my third attempt at this regimen. I love it. It just teaches you how you really should be eating. And I did gain a little bit back from the last time, and I'm just trying to just get it down further and to stay there. But it's also good, because it helps with other health problems that you may have. Like I deal a little bit of high blood pressure, and it has made my blood pressure stable, and I really love it for that. And just hope to do better this next time go around.
Awesome, William, be safe, and great to have you back in the program. I have to say that William also, along with Priscilla, were probably two of the biggest skeptics during their initial orientation to the program, but both had great success. So glad to have both of you back. Let's see, Anna, did you introduce yourself? Or Missing Holland?
Susie?
Susie, yes. Can you hear us, Susie?
Yes.
Okay, can you introduce yourself to the group?
Oh, okay. My name is Susie Holland. And last year, I think it was last year, I was successful in losing a few pounds. I haven't gained all of them back yet, but hopefully I can get back on the right track again. It wouldn't. I just need to do more cutting back on calories and sticking to the diet plan.
Glad to have you back there, Susie.
Thank you.
All right, and with that, we're going to dive right into, for the rest of the time, if we get cut off, I think I only have like an hour subscription, but it shouldn't take us that long, but please feel free to log back in if we're not done. But I'm going to try to move through it swiftly, and then we can have a question and answer session at the very end of the presentation. This is the agenda for the next hour. We're going to cover the history, purpose, just look at the process in its entirety. You all have already received the welcome email, which contains which equipments you need, I'm going to talk about a couple of the apps that are going to be required for the program. A little bit about the macronutrients and meal planning, calorie tracking, your water intake, exercise, detoxing, which is coming up this weekend, and then I have a couple of photos from previous group experience, and then we'll close out with question and answers. So let's dive right into the presentation. But if everyone can mute their mics, then if you have a question, you can raise your hand in the chat, or we can have the answer. I can answer your questions in the Q&A session at the end. Also, make sure that you're muted when you're not speaking. Feel free to participate in the chat. It is required that you attend each of the weekly sessions. This is our opportunity to kind of reflect and to learn from the group as a whole. One of the things I like about this program is that it is very independent. There's some guidance and reflection during the virtual sessions, but you're primarily individually motivating yourselves to get this work done. So these sessions are highly important because you will learn from others as we're going over what works well and what doesn't work so well throughout the program. We've gone through the introductions. So the why behind this program is, as we have all maybe experienced chronic health issues with obesity, hypertension, diabetes, cancer, depression, sleep apnea. As a result of that, we picked up, and some of that, the primary root causes are unhealthy health habits, eating habits, lack of exercise. What this program is aimed to do is to help us to decide to eat better through detoxification, clean eating, the correct food choices, how we're shopping for our foods, and mostly exercising and water consumption. This program, 90% of your weight loss is attributed to the nutrition, the food that we consume. And the overall goal of the program is to improve our focus, our health, and also gaining knowledge on how to sustain these healthy habits so that we're not continuously gaining the weight, losing the weight, and gaining the weight. The minimum goals to participate, if you are over 200 pounds, your goal should be to lose at least a minimum of 20 pounds. If you are under 200 pounds, the goal is to lose at least 5 to 10% of your overall body fat. In the welcome email you should have received, these are the equipment and resources you'll need to be successful in the program. 1 digital food scales, body scales, a blood pressure monitor, a photo collage app, calorie count app, and food prep containers. You'll see for the Arden Garden juice is the detox juice of choice. You can pick that up from Kroger, or you can get that from Publix. It is a 2-day detox juice, so you will need at least 2 gallons of the juice. What is different this time around for those who participated before, we're also going to incorporate as an option is Dr. Barbara O'Neill's detox juice, and it's 80% carrots, 10% apples, and 10% celery. Prior to detox day, I'm going to send a recipe for those of you who want to make your own juice. So more to come with that as we get through the week. Let's start with nutrition. This program, because 90% of the weight loss and success of the program is around the meal selection, this is the strategy around your meals. You eat at least 4 meals per day. We don't snack in between, and you have to eat at least every 3 hours. The first meal is consumed within an hour of rising. The intent of this frequency is to reset your metabolism. And now each meal, you can have at least 400 calories, or it can be less than 400, but we're not going to exceed 600 calories in a total 24-hour period. Each meal will consist of a protein, fat, and acceptable or approved carbohydrates. This is a list of the foods that are acceptable. Don't spend time writing this. I'm going to send this list out to everyone. As you can see, you have a column for proteins, carbs, and for fats. And these are a list of the foods that we will avoid during these 40 days. I will say that after the 40 days or the 6 weeks, you can reintegrate some of these foods back into your diet, but certainly under moderation. And the reason, the rationale for that is like, we're trying to stay away from foods that are very fatty or unhealthy, contain unhealthy fats, as well as foods that are high in sugars, which has a high glycemic index, which causes unstable spikes in your blood sugars. These are examples of the meals and labeling. Once we start eating on Monday, after the 2-day detox, this is how I want you to take a photo of your pictures and to send it in that first week. And the rationale for that is to make sure that you are selecting from the right approved macronutrients, and make sure that you are selecting the right amounts and that you can identify what category of the macronutrients. For example, that first one with the grapes and eggs, the grapes are identified as your carbs, protein and fat is your eggs. That second picture, this was taken with a photo grid app, but you can see here the good thing about the calorie counting app is that once you key your foods in, it will, and your amount, it'll actually calculate the amount of calories for you. The only thing you will have to do is label it as a protein, fat, or a carb. And, don't get, so caught up onto this right now, because we'll be sending out communication daily from the GroupMe app. So don't feel like you have to master all of this content tonight. And I also have a recorded version of the orientation that I'm actually going to send out to you if you need it as well. It will be required, particularly that first week, just to make sure that everyone understands the macronutrients, how to balance your meals, that you take a picture of your meal. I want to have you to send a screenshot of your calories, and then send that in to me that first week. And I'll let you know as we get closer to that time, how many meals are we submitting for that particular week. Again, this program was adopted from Dr. Joseph Williams' 40-day turn-up, so all credits and references are, well, not all credits, but some of the credit for this training will go directly to him, but I've also utilized Dr. Barbara O'Neill's techniques and strategies for healthy dieting. This is a sample of a full day's meal. You can see that person, let's say if they got up at 7 a.m., their first meal was at 8 o'clock, and you can see listed there what's included in that breakfast. The second meal was at 11 o'clock, third meal at 2, and the last meal being at 5 p.m. This particular program actually automatically puts you into what we call intermittent fasting. And with that, you shut your body down for and slow your digestive processes after that last meal so that you can rest and reset your metabolism. It is also required that you, in terms of water, you should drink at least half of your body weight in ounces of water per day. So if you're 200 pounds, you would drink 100 ounces of water a day. The only outlier from that is if you have a tendency to retain fluids, then of course we can talk offline about what your water intake should be. So after every meal, you want to ask yourself, do I have a protein, fat, and a carb? Is the meal 400 calories or less? And did you avoid the foods on the unapproved list? And if you've answered yes to all of that, then you have a diet appropriate meal for this particular program. Now, every year, the Environmental Working Group, EWS, part of Department of Agricultural and Food and Drug Administration, they come out with a list of Dirty Dozen and Clean 15 produce. And what this is that they test fruits and vegetables for the amount of pesticides. And so for the list for 2025, these are the top 12 fruits and vegetables that are considered dirty or have high levels of pesticides. So what does that mean for this group? If you were to purchase any of the items as you're shopping for food prepping, you would want to consider buying these items as organic versus inorganic. From the same group, these are listed as the Clean 15. And with the Clean 15, you can just buy the regular, it doesn't have to be organic. And again, the resource for this is Environmental Working Group, Department of Agriculture and Food and Drug Administration. Exercise. One of the things that we're going to do a little bit different from the previous group. Again, 90% of weight loss is attributed to your diet, not diet, typo on the end. I apologize for that. You want to exercise at least 4 to 5 times per week, trying to burn at least 300 to 400 calories with each exercise. Some of the recommended exercises: walking, running, treadmill, jogging, swimming. Have some YouTube videos that I'll send out for your reference. These are exercises you can do in the home. One of the things that we want to implement this time is to really focus on resistant exercises. Those you can do without weights, you can do without gym. They're through repetitions and how many sets, but those help you to work every muscles in your body. These are a couple of the exercises that I would recommend, videos that I would recommend. They have, 20 minutes, 30 minutes for those who are just getting into exercising. Those would be great videos to start with. Those of you who are very proficient in the gym, then as long as you're working out and trying to get at least 4 to 5 times a week with exercise. So we're going to track our calorie because the intent of this program is your net calories. So we're focused on how much we're consuming as well as how much we're burning off. So we can count our calories through calorie counting apps. The ones I use mostly is Lose It, is that one at the bottom in the middle. You can scan your foods and it will scan it, then you just kind of adjust the amount. It will calculate the calories for you. MyFitnessPal is also a good one. I haven't tried the Chronometer, Spark People, or Fat Secret, but I have Lose It and MyFitnessPal. Those are really good. Now, they all have subscriptions, but they're the free apps. They also have a free version. And everything you need for this program, you can accomplish through the free app. So I don't recommend doing the subscriptions. I also will have some videos that kind of give you an introduction and orientation to how to use those apps. Again, we've already talked about the water intake is half your body weight in ounces daily. And the only time that's an outlier is on your detox days. Because you're focused on drinking your detox juice. I also recommend you get a water container with markings so that you can keep up throughout the day, that making sure that you can stay hydrated and drinking enough for the day. This is just an example of the water bottles with markings. Supplements. If you're on supplements, just continue taking the ones that you're on. These are the ones, if you're not on, you want to make sure that you are taking a potent multivitamin and the omega-3, the fish oils, are also good because both of those aid in digestion and fat burning. We will monitor your progress on a weekly basis. That is through, I require that on every Saturday before 9 o'clock, you are to take a picture of your feet on the scales for your weight and your blood pressures. And this is to help me to evaluate the process, and also over time that you can, I can tweak the individual plans to see what's working, what's not working, and make minor adjustments. And again, we'll send those images of your weight and blood pressure over on a weekly basis, preferably on one photo using one of the photo grids app. That's not mandatory. As long as I get the information, that's what's most important. What you can expect is to, if you're 200 pounds or greater, you can expect to lose at least 20 pounds. Or at least 5 to 10% of your overall body fat. How are we going to hold each other accountable? Through the weekly cadences, through the virtual meetings, through your weekly weigh-ins, through content from the videos, from informal check-ins, from presentations like today. And then each of you will also be assigned an accountability partner. And the expectation from an accountability partner is just do check-ins in between the weekly meetings, just to serve as a source of inspiration, encouragement, and just to make sure that we are all just adhering to the standards that have been set for the meetings. There is detox and fasting involved in the program. There are 2 scheduled days for detox that is coming up this Saturday and this Sunday. I've already spoken to some people who Saturday, Sunday is not good for them. So if you want to detox Thursday and Friday, that's fine. But the first 2 days of the process involves 2-day detox. I showed you what the detox juice options were, and you would do a gallon that first day of your detox, and the second gallon on day 2 of your detox. If you are a diabetic, I want you to consult with your physician. I will give you information that you can pass on to your physician to see if, number one, if that's safe for you, but we want to make sure that it's a safe process. But that is 2-day detox is part of the process. There are 2 types of fasting that you will experience throughout the process. In weeks 2 and weeks 3, 1 day of each of those weeks, we will dedicate 1 day to fasting with an approved fruit such as apples, oranges, pears, or peaches. And that's only 1 day for that week during week 2, and 1 day of that week for week 3. Whatever you start with, that's what you will consume for that entire 24-hour period. Now, weeks 4, 5, and 6, 1 day of each of those weeks will be dedicated to a water fast. And again, if you're diabetic, then I can meet with you individually, and we could talk about a plan that may slightly differ from the rest of the cohort. I'm not going to go into detail about the water fast protocol. We're not there yet and don't want to overwhelm you with too much information. So we'll cover that as we get closer to time to participate in the water fast. All right. These are just a few videos from the 40-day turn-up sessions. One is grocery shopping tips, then the Lose It app tutorial, and then how to weigh your food. I'm going to also send you a separate document that has the link to this in your email that you can actually access it there as well. For vegans, vegetarians, there's a separate protocol. They are the only ones that are allowed to consume beans and legumes during the 6-week process. And then if you're a diabetic, there's some resources there available for you also. I will say that if you are a diabetic, then the Arden Garden juice is acceptable, as well as the carrot, apple, celery recipe is also acceptable. During the Dr. Joseph Williams 40-day turn-up, he also retails his juice, and it's not acceptable for diabetics. So again, what to expect in 6 weeks, 10 to 20 pounds or more, enhanced image, increased clarity, healthier mind, body, and spirit. These are previous participants in the program. To the left, from 214 to 195. I'm not sure how much Jeremy lost in the middle there, but you can clearly see that he had great success. He actually was supposed to be on the call tonight. And then myself, before starting this program, I was at 240. I was down to 190. And earlier this year, I had gone down to 180. I am back up to 198. So I need this program just as much as you all do. So it's a form of accountability for myself as well. This Marcus came in at 350, and at the end of the program, he was down to 312. Okay, so what's next? Detox is scheduled for this weekend, for Saturday and Sunday. So if you can make sure that you pick up detox juice from Publix, from Kroger, or I will be sending out before the weekend the recipe for the carrot, celery, and apple detox juice. Also need you to download any photo grid app, the calorie counting apps that presented early in the presentation. I will be responsible for making sure that everyone has an accountability partner. But before I make the assignments, just need to confirm who all is going to participate in the cohort. So just give me a few days to kind of work through that to make sure that we can get everybody assigned. I don't want to make assignments now and then somebody decides that they're not going to participate. It is required that you attend the weekly virtual meetings. If you're not going to be in attendance, please give me heads up that you're not going to be there, so that we can make sure that you don't miss any of the content. Weekly weigh-ins with picks are anticipated. Once you get the list of approved macronutrients, you can go on and start, shopping for those things that you will need to be able to effectively prep for your meals. Also, the app that we're going to use for daily communication is the GroupMe app. So if on that mandatory assessment completion form, which was supposed to be completed before tonight, if you've not completed that, make sure you go back to that initial email and complete that form for me, because it does give me information around your baseline. It helps me to track your progress over time. So make sure you complete that profile for me. What I don't have on this slide, the other thing that we're going to incorporate that is different from the previous cohort is after we complete the 2-day detox, we will consume daily ginger, turmeric shots, 1 to 2 ounces each day to aid in digestion, also to aid in, it's really high in antioxidants. So we're going to use that as a boost for our metabolism as well. And then if you can, when you're shopping, if you could pick up a bag of chia seeds, because we will also incorporate 2 to 3 tablespoons of chia seeds, and you can mix that in water or juice, let it sit for 10 minutes, and then consume that. That's also going to aid in the digestive process. Okay, all right. So that basically covers the overview of the process. This is my contact information. Feel free to scan that for any questions, or if you need any individual attention, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. So I'm going to stop here and pause to see if anyone has any questions. And then I'm also going to go back to the chat to make sure that I did not miss anyone. Okay. Are there any questions?
I have a question.
Yes.
I wasn't sure when we were going to start the program, and I'm going to be out of town this weekend. So, and my husband's birthday is Thursday, so I can't do Thursday and Friday. So I'm just trying to figure out, when I can start.
We can work something out. We actually have a couple that started 4 weeks ago. So pretty flexible.
Okay.
Let's just talk offline about what works best for you so I know how to track and train your data, okay?
Okay. All right. Thanks.
All right. So I see Dr. Danner missed the introductions, but can you introduce yourself real quick before we get into question and answer session?
Yes, thank you, Brother Rangi. My name is Ali Ganner. What kind of information are you guys giving?
Just where you're calling in from, if you participated before, what are you looking to get out of the program this time around?
Okay, very good. All right, well, I'm calling from my driveway. I just got in from Atlanta from my office. I have participated with Dr. McLean before, and it was a combination of inspiration, example, encouragement, very responsive to nuances of basically getting it together, getting the apps, and labeling food. So a lot of great questions on the early side, help with the inspiration, and sometimes when things weren't going perfectly. And so it's a very exciting group, including his information, the supportiveness, the encouragements in the chat, the getting used to other apps that help facilitate our goals. In the ideal world, I like to follow the public health model of 22 pounds per week weight loss to sustain, but have some big hairy audacious goals, of course, to lose much more during this period. So looking forward to the collaboration. It would be great to come out of this with, upwards of 20 pounds weight loss. So I will try to do my part, and I will keep everyone in my prayers, including our great leader. Over.
Thank you. Thank you, Ali.
Welcome.
Anyone has any questions before we close out? Anyone has decided that this is not for them and they're going to drop off tonight? Hopefully not.
Don't drop off. It's worth it. I'm good.
All right.
I don't have a question, Mr. Randy. I just have more so a comment. Like, I'm glad we doing it because, like we said, we was both prior military. So, like, spending all the time in the military, we had to eat the right way. So when we got out, we wasn't eating the right way. We was like, we tired of that. We gonna eat what we want to eat. We gonna not exercise if we don't want to exercise. And life be life. And so it's kind of good that we getting back to, like, we have the discipline already in us. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was just finding somebody to like hold us, accountable, and kind of like, cause like with me and him, like, what do you want to eat tonight? But shit, let's go eat whatever we want to eat tonight. You know what I mean? Just me and him in the house, is only us, so it's really like whatever. But I'm glad because we've kind of changed it, and like the other doctor said, like, we're not trying to like lose 30 pounds in a week because that's like unrealistic. You know what I mean? And it's not healthy. We try to do it the healthy way, and then more so not just for 40 days, kind of like 40 days is like the initiation to turning things into, a lifestyle. So that's what we're trying to like, make it into a lifestyle.
Yeah, and
not getting any younger.
Excellent points, I tell you, and that's what I want everybody to consider this as a lifestyle change. And even myself, when you're going through life, things happen, but we've got to figure out the secret formula to keeping it all balanced, that it does not alter our health in an adverse way. So how do we, regardless of what's going on around us, how can we maintain those healthy habits? A good friend of mine was going to send me a table tonight. I was actually looking forward to sharing with this group. And it's really about how the healthcare model has to shift to prevention as opposed to interventions because of, just because of the way things are changing in insurance policies, or sort of meeting the demands of where we are in healthcare. But it's going to be critically important that we understand what we need to do to make sure we're able to maintain optimal health. So once you have that knowledge, spread it, share it with others, because it doesn't do me any good to sit here on this knowledge and not to share it with others that could benefit healthier lives. So with that, that concludes the program. More to come. Just make sure everybody downloads GroupMe app, fill out that form that was in the initial email. Make sure your phone numbers are there, because I'll send that out, the GroupMe app link to invite you to the group for that, so we can communicate on a daily basis. And as always, if there's anything outside of the regularly scheduled meetings, if you need me, I am accessible 24 hours. Just make sure you reach out and let me know how I can help you, okay? Happy to serve you all, happy to be a part of this group, and looking forward to everyone achieving exceptional results, okay? All right.
Yes, sir. You have it.
See you all soon, okay?
Yeah,